Intended for mature audiences only, so your mom is definitely invited. Sometimes controversial, always engaging. It's the podcast that lets your voice be heard. It's the podcast that shouts you out. It's time to holler. Can you dig it?
I could eat a unicorn one day through a Pop-Tart.
I like toaster strudels.
You like the dizzy part?
Yeah, I like the way it explodes
You
in
like
my
it?
mouth. And to swallow it down. Oh my god.
Your tweets, snaps, Facebook comments, and even phone calls. Holler any way you want.
They used to give kids opiates to keep them quiet.
This is much less offensive than that.
JD, Brian, and Gracie. Holler at your boy. And a girl.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the internet with you this week. My name is JD Short, and I'm available on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, all of the stuff, email, landline, at JDSHORT. It's all one word. And right now, to my left is my good buddy, Brian. What's up, Brian? How the fuck are you?
Dude, I'm doing great. I got a nap right before this show. I'm the best version of me. That just means it'll all go downhill from this point. But hey, it's all good to start that way. What's up, podcast world? Whether you're listening on Spotify, YouTube, what you might be watching us live on Facebook right now, we love you all. We appreciate you. This is Holler, the podcast that shouts you out. I am one of your co-hosts, Brian. I want you guys to find me on Twitter. That is my favorite social media. You can find me at Holler at Brian, just like it sounds, all one word. Also, I would like to introduce our third co-host of the night. It's Gracie, a.k.a. Grachel. She's below me. What's up, Gracie?
Howdy. What's kicking, little chickens? It's me, Gracie. Hi, I'm here. It's Friday. Missed you last week, but, we needed a break. So, just hanging out, going to have a good time. And don't forget, send me your questions now for a Holler at a Lawyer segment later on in the show.
Hell yes. With us as our special guest this week is Levi Bowman. He is from New Mexico, I believe. Is that correct, Levi?
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Albuquerque,
Yep.
New Mexico. It's the place where Bugs Bunny always forgot to take a left.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny and that Walter White.
Welcome to the show, Levi. We're going to talk about really a bunch of different stuff tonight. We're going to talk about The Last Dance, that one. We're going to talk about kickball, which is something we love. Anytime we get a chance to talk about it, we will. And we know that you played on a really dope-ass team. We want to hear all about it. We are going to talk about some life updates with us coming out the other side of this crazy-ass quarantine. We're going to shot some fires. We're going to chug some beers. It's going to be a fantastic time. Speaking of chugging beers, we are sponsored by beerchugging.com. It is a crazy, crazy website where you can get a bunch of fun merch, and 25% of all seeds go to charity. The current charity right now, I believe, is Gold Star Family Foundation. It helps the families of veterans. It's super cool stuff. Shouts to Matt and Nick for that. We're going to keep shouting them out. As a matter of fact, while we do this toast that Brian's about to do, I'm going to chug a whole beer. I just poured it. It's right here. I'm going to chug this whole entire thing during the fucking toast. So let's kick it. Brian, why don't you take it away, doggy?
Yeah, guys, welcome to the internet and podcast where you can chug beer for charity. Those are words you never thought would go together, but yet it's true. You guys should seriously go to beerchuggin.com. That doesn't have a G on the end. It's chuggin because we're from West Virginia, all right? This is Holler. Go to beerchuggin.com, buy some merch. It's all for a good cause. All of us crazy people from West Virginia have been chugging beers for like over a month now, and people are coming in from all over for 2 months. It's all blurring together. I don't know. Anyways. Let's get this podcast kicked off. I have poured myself some bourbon for this one, so I'm going to drink some McKenna Henry while JD chugs a beer. Shots out to the rest of you drinking with us this evening. Here's our toast. It goes a little bit something like this. Guys, this is dedicated to all of us that have packed on a few pounds during quarantine. I would lose weight, but I'm too much of a winner. Cheers.
Cheers. Let's kick it.
I want to say thank you, Zugma, by the way, for letting us use your song, Jerry Diesel. Zugma, you are the shit. Everyone go on Spotify, type in Zugma, Zoogma. Check out that band. They're a dope-ass band. JD, what's up, dude? Take it.
Oh, I'm going to take it. Welcome to Holler, y'all. We took a week off last week, but we don't give a shit. We're going to keep it coming. Our special guest again this week is Levi Bowman. Levi, as you can tell, is dressed as a wonderful character from a fantastic family film. Mr. Rube B. Rod, where did you get this costume, dude?
So every Halloween, I have a cousin who is super, super talented, and she always makes me these very awesome costumes. I also have a Corbin Dallas and a Lilu. With me that we dressed up for this past Halloween.
The Lilu Dallas multi-pass.
Costume come to life.
So they're custom. That's insane.
Yes, yeah.
That looks like a store-bought costume, dude.
She's super talented. I wish I could show you guys a picture of all of us together.
Yeah, it looks great, dude.
Hey, if you can find it, maybe forward them to us. We'll share them on the Holler's page.
Yeah. I'll pass them along. Yeah.
So here's the deal. We haven't met. Me and Gracie have not met you, but Brian has. And I kind of want you guys to talk a little bit about your past as playing in an adult kickball league, an international adult kickball league.
Yeah, this is what's cool about the future, dude. You can play in a competitive adult kickball league. You can win your league, like I did in West Virginia, be sent to Vegas to represent my state, and then meet great people like Levi here. You can play kickball at the same time and socialize. It's the World Championships in Vegas, put on by Waka. That's how we met. Levi was on a totally different team and situation than I was. I was in the competitive side of things. My team was trying to win the cup. His team was on the fun side of things. They were trying to be the most fun, and they were the most fun, by the way. And Levi, correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys won a few awards for that, right? When I was out there.
Yes, yeah. Back in the day, I mean, now I make myself sound old, but I've been playing kickball since 2008, possibly 2009. But every year they hope the kickball championships in Vegas, and I was a part of a team called Team Zuzu. I don't know if any of you are Bill Murray fans or have seen.
We love it.
But we all wore our red beanies and had a great group of friends who all come together who just like to go to Vegas and do what you're supposed to do in Vegas and play some kickball, hang out with friends. And our team won awards like year after year, where we were voted Life of the Party, and we were voted most friendly team, and we were voted Player's Choice. We kind of won like a lot of awards.
You guys were so awesome, and put it just to give you guys an idea. Like he said, this is from the movie Life Aquatic with Bill Murray. If you've not seen the Life Aquatic, oh my God, please go watch it ASAP. You're in quarantine, people. You have nothing better to do. Go watch the Life Aquatic. You'll be better for it. You can see what these guys dressed like. They all wore red beanies while they played the game of kickball in Vegas, mind you. It's 100 degrees out there. These crazy people.
Oh, that makes total sense.
These crazy people are running around in red beanies. And I actually vividly remember, you'll laugh at this, Levi. You haven't even heard this story. There's this one time I'm playing like game 3 out in Vegas. I'm totally exhausted. I'm trying to take my team to the next round. We are dead serious. We're trying to do work. It's coming down to crunch time. I look over to my right. You know, I'm in the zone. When you're on the kickball field, you're in the fucking zone, man. You don't see people around you. And I glance over to my right for some odd reason, and I see a human up in a tree right by the kickball field, and they're like waving at me, and it's a member of Team Zazoo in a red beanie, and they're waving at me from the top of a tree as I'm trying to take my game so seriously, and all I could do was laugh. That's all I could do.
That sounds like my team. I'm just thinking, like, is that Amy or was that maybe Rita? I'm trying to think of
The
who
one
that
that liked to climb trees and wave at the competitive teams. It was that one.
Turns out Levi was drunk enough it was actually him. He just forgot.
No, it could have been me, and I don't even know.
And you know what's weird about the kickball tournament out there too, by the way, JD, is our team, Team Bagtag, who you're very familiar with here in Huntington, West Virginia. We actually played a team from Albuquerque, a competitive team called the Andy Dufresnes. That was the name of their team.
Shawshank Redemption. Nice.
Yeah.
So we used to have a podcast called The Snappy Hour, and we talked a lot about kickball on that one. But on this new show, Holler, we really haven't like brought in how much of a deal this is to us. You know, some people out there could be watching this show or listening to it and realizing like kickball, you're all 30-something years old. What the hell is this shit about? But the truth is, it is a wonderful pastime. You know, kickball, like what you played back when you were a kid. You know, it's baseball rules. You're bounce. It's the same ball too, the red, you know, rubber thing. And like the thing though that I got about it, and this is me, I haven't played. All I've been is a spectator. I've literally been a cheerleader for Brian's team. Literally.
We swag JD out. He has all the swag.
It ended up like 3 years into it, like literally making me a jersey with my name on the back of it. It's absolutely insane. But I would just come to their games and chug beers. We're talking shotgun and funneling beers. And I would help them make their playlist that they would play because they'd be playing music while they're doing all this. Honestly, it is an amazing thing. If you do not play kickball as an adult, maybe look into it. It's not as silly and dumb as you think. And to be honest, I mean, you guys have given money to charity.
Sorry. It's really bad whenever I read the Facebook comments. I'm sorry.
Yeah, our Facebook's blowing up. It's awesome.
It just made me laugh.
Yeah, it's awesome. We've got Andy out there. We've got Andy Nip, aka Jonathan. He said, "I don't cheer Brian on for literally anything. That sounds terrible." And you know,
you should put that one on the screen, Brian. Just put it right on there.
Yeah, you're right. He's
wait, listen.
Yeah, thanks.
He doesn't deserve it.
The truth is, this man on the screen right now, Andy Nip, is my biggest cheerleader, and that's exactly why he typed that. He typed it because he loves me so much. So if you want to shout him out, there was his Facebook. You know, one other thing I want to say about Team Zazoo before we move on. I know we've got some New Mexico people watching. I hope we have some kind of Team Zazoo connection out there. I hope that they're watching. But these guys, one of my other favorite things they did, they showed up to the final party in Vegas, which everybody is supposed to like dress up very nicely. During this year that I'm talking about, they actually threw a rooftop party. So we were on a rooftop in Vegas with a pool and everything, the whole nine. Everybody's dressed up. Team Zazoo comes. They're all wearing tuxedos and the red beanies. It was amazing. Yeah. Some of them jumped in the pool and were swimming in their tuxedos in the red beanies. These guys are fantastic. I miss them. I miss kickball. And we're so glad to have you here, Levi. We're so glad to have a part of kickball, a part of New Mexico, a part of Team Zazoo. It's amazing.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I did notice there's a couple comments coming in from some Team Zazoo members that.
Nice.
Yeah, there's lots of people in here yelling at you.
Yeah, do you want to shout?
Amanda? Oh, do you want me to, or do you want to, Levi? You can do it. I don't care.
Oh no, Amanda. So Amanda was actually my Lilu Dallas.
Yeah.
And then Allison is my other friend from New Mexico as well. And then Carrie and Katie are on here, and I play on Team Zazoo with them just this past fall.
Nice.
Look at Levi getting the shout outs on the show already. That's what we like to bring to the table right here.
You're so lucky that you're that close to Vegas. Jeez.
Yeah, hour and a half flight. Not bad at all. Oh, Margaret's here. Also, Margaret.
Hey.
We're just gonna keep shouting them out, man. Everybody, like Levi's getting the most shout outs on the show to start a show ever. That's what happens when you wear a costume and you bring Team Zazoo to the party, dude. That's what happens.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Levi, for hanging out with us, man. We want to see what your opinion is about some things. We're gonna talk about some stuff. What we do on this show, by the way, if one of your first times ever tuning in, we get involved with social media, and we actually get you involved in the show. So we ask poll questions to our audience members. We ask them what they are, what their opinions are, and we share it with everybody, and we discuss it all. I mean, we get out there, and it's a party on the internet. You know what I'm saying? And it's a fun time. So I think that's what we're going to scoot on to. Does that sound all right to you guys?
Yeah, sounds good. Let's do it.
All right.
Link up at officialholler.com.
That's right. You can go to officialholler.com and check out all our past episodes, all that good stuff. You can also go to beerchugging.com, buy some very fun merch. You'll be supporting fantastic charities as you do it. They're creating a brand there. I'm going to tell you this right now, just as a quick update. Me and Brian actually have been in some group chats with some of the people that are working with that show, or not show, but that brand, and it is expanding. It came from the craziest thing. We actually had them on our podcast not too long ago. If you want to go back and listen to an older episode and see where the concept of COVID-19 beer chugging came from. But the real thing is they're making money for charity, and they're all about chugging beer. So, I tell you what, let's talk to the internet too and chug some beers with the internet. What do you think?
Absolutely, because this is Holler, the podcast that shouts you out. So like JD said, guys, if you're new and you're watching the show, this is the part where we're going to open up a poll question. We're going to throw it out to the audience. If you're on Facebook Live right now, type your answers in the chat. We're going to talk with you. Sometimes we throw out silly polls. Sometimes they get a little deep. I think we've got a mixed bag tonight. I'll start with my silly ass poll since I'm the one talking. I'm going to give you a choice, and I want you to explain why. Your choices are: you either have to go 24 hours blind, or you have to go 1 week without a cell phone. Which do you choose and why?
Oh shit! All right, let me reiterate: 24 hours blind, no sight, absolute darkness, or 1 whole week without your cell phone.
That's right. That's the choices. Which is worse for you, being blind or being without a cell phone for a week?
Damn, that's a good question. Who wants to go for? Yeah, Levi, you got an answer for this?
So the thing about me is when you get to know me, I'm kind of super analytical and I do like really weird things. And so surprisingly, I have tried to see myself like blind and like just try to like walk around my house and be like, oh, well, what would this like be to be like blind? And so I think I would choose 24 hours to be blind, just to see like what it's to what.
Now, is that more from more practice on your end of acting like you're blind, or is it more that you're so addicted to your cell phone that?
And that's a good question. I am super addicted to my cell phone, but
now the honesty comes out. There we are, Levi.
Yeah.
Levi's like, I would pretty much die without it. Take my eyes, God.
I wonder what it's like all the time, and I just get super worst case scenario. I'm like, oh, what if I couldn't hear? Oh, so I'm actually like deaf in one ear. I have a SSHD, which is sudden sensorineural hearing loss, and so SSHL. So I just like woke up one day and I couldn't hear in like one ear. Like I went to sleep and I could hear everything on both sides, and I woke up and I couldn't hear in one ear.
Wow.
So I can't hear in stereo. And so I think that's when I started like thinking like, well, what if I was blind and I'm halfway deaf? So I think that's kind of why when he said this question, I was like, oh, I would definitely choose a blind.
That is a lot of stuff to throw at one guy. You're right. And I was kind of expecting some people at least to say, I would like to kind of experience true blindness for one day just to kind of get a grasp from their end. And that's not even in like a negative way. I sort of think that we're going to get some answers like that. And we're going to get some answers that say, I can't go without my cell phone, straight up.
Okay, so wait, Levi, you said you'd rather be blind?
Yes. For 24 hours.
I'm going to tally, sorry.
Yes, Gracie, please tally. Thank you so much for saying that.
Because let me tell you, the Facebook chat, everybody's saying no cell phone.
Yeah, we're gonna pull those up in just a minute here. Let's quickly go around the table since we started with Levi. I'll go next here. I'll tell you, I flipped on this question, dude. I originally thought I would go blind. I'm switching. I would go without my cell phone for a few reasons. A break from the cell phone sounds actually nice, first of all. Secondly, I've lived life without a cell phone. It was perfectly fine. And in these stipulations, they don't say anything about like a MacBook or something, or like a, like there's other forms of technology to keep me satisfied. I have an iPad, even if you want to take away texting and phone calls, that's fine. Fuck it. Take it away. I can still, even if you want to take the other tech from me, I've still got television. I will live perfectly fine. I might be refreshed with a week away from my cell phone, as a matter of fact. So there's my answer. Cell phone.
Not bad. I honestly, you made the basically the point that I would make with it is taking that week off might actually be a little bit nice.
Recharge the batteries.
Recharge your that's a phone thing too. But
I might be refreshed with a week away from my cell phone, as a matter of fact. So there's my answer.
Hey,
I don't know who's coming through right there. No idea.
Audio gets feedback. With it is taking that week off might actually.
Hold on. Let me
really go down right now.
It's not Gracie.
It's not me. Haha.
Well, it could be Levi. I think Levi, you possibly might have some audio things going on.
Yeah, Levi,
I was trying to pause it. I don't know how to pause the.
Oh, okay. It's from the live feed. My bad. Okay.
Yeah.
It happens. Anyway, long story short, I would go 1 week without the phone because you can even see here in the group chat, Corey mentions even if you go blind, you know that's 1 day without your phone. You can't read your phone if you're blind.
I had that thought when I did not think about that until Levi started talking. Then I'm like, fuck, if you're blind, you can't see your phone anyways.
So it's you're blind for a day and you can't use your phone for a day because you can't.
Right, you get double whammy.
Figure that out. And it's not like you'd spend that whole day trying to figure out how to use your phone if you're blind just that day, because then you wouldn't be blind the next day. It's done.
Gracie, what's up? What's your answer?
Gracie, what's up? Yeah.
Oh, no cell phone for sure.
So we're taking breaks from cell phones.
Like, haven't you been on if you've gone on a week-long cruise and you don't get like a Wi-Fi package, you're just without your phone anyway, right?
Yeah, true. And most of the time you are without your phone on a cruise. That's a good point. It's pretty much just a camera, so.
No phone. I don't think I could. I mean, if I take off my glasses, I'm pretty blind, but I would just rather go without a phone for a week.
Word. Well, I think that this one's going to be. I think this is going to be a runaway poll here, man. I think people are going to go.
It might be. Let's go to Facebook Live. I'm going to pull up some comments here of some answers. We've got C. Ray in the hat. Levi, is this a pal of yours, C. Ray?
Yes, Carrie Ray.
Gotcha. She says 1 week no cell phone. There you go, Gracie.
Got it.
Let's pull up another one here. This one comes from Brandy. She says 1 week without a cell phone.
Brandy, that's my bestie.
Gotcha. We've got Juliana. She says 1 week no cell phone. Going blind is one of my biggest fears. That's a pretty solid fear. That sounds terrifying. I agree.
Yeah, losing a whole sense. It's tough.
Yeah. We've got Katie Nicole in the house coming in here. It says 1 week without a cell phone.
It's rolling in. I'm telling you, this is a runaway.
It's a runaway. Hey, C. Ray, she said a few more other words here. Let's get her. She made a good comment on here. She says no cell phones because there are other ways of communication. A laptop, driving your ass to a friend's house to see them in person. Driving around without a phone is kind of a worrying thought, though, because if it's emergency, then I would feel stranded without a cell phone, is what she said. And that's probably the best point of no cell phone is back to that part of life. But again, we live that part of life with no cell phone. And most of us lived through it, but there were, accidents out there.
Knock on a stranger's door.
Yeah.
That's a good point, by the way, is some of us are old enough to have lived a life without a cell phone at all.
It was like this. It was like, just meet you there at this time. I'll see you there. Okay, later.
Yeah. And
Hopefully he fucking shows up, I guess.
I hope that he's got his watch isn't slow.
Oh,
Watches.
dude. So now you just brought up another core memory triggered. So
all right.
A watch used to be a really big deal to me. I had my watch fine-tuned to the school clock system. You know what I mean? I could look at my watch at the exact second that the bell was about to ring, and that was important to me. And I'll tell you what else was important. My watch had Indiglow. It glowed in the dark.
Calculator. Did yours have a calculator?
I don't think so, man. Mine just glowed if I hit that Indiglow button. I was like, this is the shit. Amazing.
Oh man.
Little did I know what was about to happen in 10 years.
Now our watches can read things to us, and we can call people on them like Dick Tracy and shit. And
Yeah.
that's a dated reference already. Nobody knows who that is.
right. Say something in the chat if you know who Dick Tracy is, if you're old enough.
Yeah, if anybody knows who Dick Tracy is, can you call him up?
Margaret says pagers.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So there's someone that's gonna know who Dick Tracy is Margaret right here because she says the word pagers. Yeah, we were there. Beepers, Margaret. We've been there.
Yeah.
911 emergency. Okay, so let's open up some from our Holler Snap Nation. Here we go. This one comes from Selena. She says she would go blind.
Oh, just picks it right up.
Just picks it right up. This next text snap is going to come from Mike Anderson, listener in a different part of West Virginia. Mike, what's up, dude? Long time no see. Mike says, blind for 24 hours because I could elevate my other senses to a whole nother level. And then I could see my cell anyways, so I would accidentally lose it during my disability period. He went deep on that.
Wow, that was a big story.
We've got Thomas in the house. Holler listener Thomas. Let's see what he has to say here.
All right. This is going to be a bad one. I would rather be blind for 24 hours. I would just sleep the whole 24 fucking hours. I don't think I could go a week without having my music or something like that. That's all I basically use my cell phone for at work. If I don't have music while I work, there's an Uncle T that's very angry. So, yeah, blind for 24 hours.
I did have the thought about napping, by the way, for the whole 24 hours. I had that thought when I made
a damn nap. That's like hibernation.
Hey, fuck it, I can't see. Take me out.
I've done that once or twice during this fucking quarantine.
JD wasn't even blind. He just passed the fuck out.
I just slept for a whole day.
Hey, JD, how was the audio on your end for that Snapchat? Could you hear it all right?
Oh, it was wonderful, man.
Okay,
it was
great.
Fantastic.
Let's keep rolling with this. This one is from Melinda. Melby Love. She comes from Florida. What's up, Melinda? She sends
This is just a lot of mouths to feed.
This is
It's just a lot.
ducks that we're looking at in this snap.
Where y'all
Like
going?
100 ducks.
You're like quack quack ducks.
Snap of 100 ducks. Thank you, Melinda, for that. That was fantastic for the show. I love opening up ducks on the show.
What is going on? This Facebook chat, Levi.
Yeah, we're gonna pull this chat up. The chat's getting rowdy. This is all because Levi brought him in from New Mexico. I love this shit. Hey guys from New Mexico, welcome to West Virginia. Holler if you hear me. You know what I'm saying? Let's open up this next snap. This one comes from a social media influencer. We've had her on the show. This is Caitlin Taylor. You can follow her on YouTube at Keeping Up with Kate. She's a great YouTube personality. Look her up. Kate, what's up?
Bill Johnson.
I would 100% choose to be blind for 24 hours than without a phone for 7 days because number one, I make money from my phone, but number two, I would just sleep for the 24 hours.
Another sleeper.
We're back to sleep again. You see what humans do when you give them the option, dude? They just wiggle through the rules.
I heard a little audio coming in there that was either Jack and Diane by John Cougar Mellencamp, or it was the cover song that Jessica Simpson did.
Oh, Brian, there's a comment you need to pull up. It's really good.
Let's go back to the live chat. We're going to play a lot with the live crowd tonight. I feel like so let's do it here. Which one am I at?
Cindy's.
Oh, here you go, Levi. You're screwed, dude. Boom, there you are.
You're the guy told me he would buy me a bottle of Ciroc if I commented.
Shot. I don't know. That's not what's happening.
Oh, he says a shot. He is reneged on his deal, Cindy. I'm sorry.
If you buy a shot of Ciroc in Vegas, it costs the same as buying a bottle of it out here in West Virginia. I can tell you that.
That's true. That's very true. Let's see if we got any other answers out here. I think we went over everyone's answers in the live chat. And you know what? I'm going to use this opportunity to kick us back into regular mode here. And JD, if you want to move on to your poll, let's do it, brother.
Sure, you got it, brother.
Mango chutney.
Mountain Dew.
So my poll this week was a little more cerebral, but not too much more. I think everybody's got a got some sort of an answer to this. Even if you don't, it's whatever. The truth is, it's fine. But my question was, a lot of places are starting to try to come out the other side of this whole quarantine situation, and at least in some way establish some sort of new normal. But we have been kind of going at this I take it all from St. Patty's Day, which was March 17th. And right now, today is May 22nd. It's Memorial Day weekend, by the way. Happy holidays, everybody. I hope you are staying safe out there with your family while you cook out and everything. But we've been at this for over 2 months. You know what I'm saying? So some people have been stir crazy at the place or whatever. But I think that some people have actually taken their opportunity to do some productive things. And I want to hear about that if you have. So my question this week was, what is a project that you might have started or even completed during your whole time during this quarantine that you might want to share with us? Something you might have done around the house, something you've built, some sort of craft, some sort of new a thing you've picked up, a project or anything you could think that you've put together or started during this quarantine that maybe wouldn't have happened if it weren't for this. I thought everybody's going to have kind of an interesting answer to that. So I think what I'm going to do is open up a couple snaps first, and then we should go around the table and say our thing. Well, snaps, Facebook answers, whatever you got, send them to us. And if you've got a project you've been working on, Facebook Live, by the way, throw it up here so we can talk about it. Brag about something you might have done over the quarantine if you want to. It's up to you. So I'm going to open this first one up. This one is going to come from Jeremy, and you can snap him at JRazor85. And this is a video snap, so I'm actually going to put it on the screen here and make sure that it's going to be visible. So, Jeremy, what is the project or thing you've put together or started or finished during this quarantine, man? What's up?
So one of the DIY things that I did during this quarantine and still going to continue work on is this. There is a fire pit that I had to dig out of the side of a hill, so I had to work on the slant and everything else, but I made myself a little man place out there.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So, yeah.
Man place.
Nice.
He made himself a man place. That's awesome, dude.
Mark Wahlberg.
I actually did the same thing. I built a fire pit in my backyard. I've been wanting one forever.
Was that your answer?
Well, it's one of them. I've done a few fucking things. We're going to get into it. But Jeremy Ray can have that one.
Gotcha.
Thank you for that. This next one is going to come from Adam. He's been on the show recently, too. Adam was our guest a few weeks back. One of the first guests, I think, that we had while we were doing the social distance shows. And he played some fun fucking music for us. Remember, Brian, when he played the Tiger King anthem?
He went Joe Exotic on us.
You watch porn? That's how we take care of ISIS right there, buddy. A tiger tore her arm off.
A tiger tore her arm off. Yeah, what's Adam got going on, man?
You can snap him at A Hall of ALY, by the way, all one word. And let's see what project that he might have put together.
My team project is I have become a chicken dad. Yes, that's right.
I love that so much.
I have adopted 7 chickens, 3 different breeds. And I've built them a home called Cluckingham Palace, and I will love them, and I will eat all their eggs.
Oh, man. Oh, there's pictures of them.
It's little chicks. There they are.
Little
Get
chicken.
next, Jaden. Get next.
That's
There you go.
well, you just did the one. That is fantastic.
That's going to be the first. That's going to be the one and only chicken answer that you get.
I think it will be. I don't know. That might not be.
It is Holler.
Number one. It is Holler. We are based out of a beautiful, wild, and wonderful Huntington, West Virginia. It's Birthplace Podcast. It's Brittany, bitch. And it's America's Best Community. This next snap, and then we'll move on to our answers. This one comes from Josh, and you can snap him at Make Wiffle Great, like wiffle ball, like kickball. You know what I'm saying? Make Wiffle Great on Snapchat. This is Josh. What's up with your project, dog?
Hey, JD, that's a great question. I've been working on a basement bar myself for the past 15, 16 months. Just got it completed a week ago. Very excited. It's like a speakeasy 1920s style.
Yeah.
Kind of started to break it in, so I'm really excited about that. Also been doing a lot of gardening, growing over 2 different varieties of herbs and spices, and a lot of different vegetables and stuff like that. And that's pretty much it. I'm just trying to fill the time, but very much miss actually going out and doing things and going to work rather than working from home. I know it's weird to say, but that's what it is. Hope you and Brian are staying safe.
Thanks. Thanks,
to actually be in a place where we can actually meet and do things with other people again. So
fuck you, Josh. Hope you sub your show. I hope your plans die.
You know what? We're same mentality. It has been such an interesting, weird situation. But I tell you what, we are as long as we just
Can follow the guidelines.
we are going to be able to get to a place where we can get together and have a good time together. So,
And Gracie,
just make sure that you
follow the guidelines.
Absolutely.
I do. I wear a mask. Thank you.
Good. Jeez. All right, our turn. Let's kick it. Y'all been doing some shit during this
I'm so glad you asked this question, dude. So glad. It's crazy. I actually am trying to complete my project before you guys make it back because for those of you out there, we really have been social distancing. I have not seen JD. We only did one social distance. Like we traded podcast equipment so we could keep this motherfucker going. And that was it.
6 feet apart.
I have not seen JD. So so that being said, yeah, man, I've done some stuff around the house. You're going to see it when you get here. But my living room, I painted 2 accent walls, 2 big ass walls in my living room. Each bathroom I repainted and I redid the main bathroom. So the bathroom, JD, that you guys will be using, it's a totally new bathroom in there. Well, totally new bathroom ish. So
okay, cool. So
home improvement stuff.
Being a homeowner, it gives you a lot of opportunity to do stuff like that. For sure.
Oh, I should say that I did have help with that. Shout out to Smash. She's a Holler listener in Jack's Beach.
Oh yeah.
Flew in. She loves doing this kind of shit. She flew in and helped me paint everything. We drank bourbon and painted walls all weekend. It was awesome.
That's fantastic. Smashing the place to be. We need to get your shit on here for sure. Gracie, how about you? You done anything productive? Honestly, you do much productive stuff. You raise a little one. Yeah.
I mean,
kids. I mean, you're productive as hell already. But
I worked. I did a lot of schoolwork. I survived my first semester back to college since I was 19 years old.
Literally, the most essential working, by the way, is our teachers and people out there that are taking care of our children. That is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you. We cooked a lot at home. We've tried a lot of new recipes.
Okay, so maybe learning new techniques or something.
Yeah, just new recipes. And I started reading Harry Potter to my little one for bedtime. I have the illustrated chapter books, so I started the Sorcerer's Stone.
What does she think so far?
She likes them. She just likes to look at the pictures up. She fell asleep the other night whenever I was reading to her, but she didn't have a nap, so that's what I'm blaming it on. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I did a lot of purging, but that's about it.
Oh, okay. All right, that's what's up. That's all good. I mean, honestly, you've been busier probably than a whole lot of people. It's so crazy the disproportionate, certain people this way and certain people that way. Like,
it's so
you've probably been as busy as you've always been, really, if not even busier now with all this crazy stuff. But that's how it goes. Levi, how about you, man? Have you picked up any new habits or not habits, but hobbies? I want to say habits.
Holy
hobbies.
Shit. Yeah, there's his quarantine project, his little habit.
21 days, I picked up
smoking. Oh.
How
about you, man?
I'm trying not to show how neurotic I really am, but
just show it. Just let it all out, please.
One thing that I was happy that I took care of was I had just drawers and drawers, and I swear I'm not a hoarder, but I had drawers of junk mail, just tons of junk mail that just piled up. People were coming over, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get so a lot of them eliminated at least 2 or 3 boxes, the copy paper boxes of just junk mail. That's how much junk mail I had.
Yeah,
and
dude.
Just a lot of home chores that I put off because of just other outside activities and things that have been going on. So that's one thing that I conquered that I wanted to do was just get rid of all my junk mail.
Isn't it insane how quickly junk mail piles up? It's like one day you're just throwing a couple letters on your coffee table, and then it's like you turn around and look, and you're like, Jesus Christ, my entire drawers are filled up, boxes of stuff. I'm swimming through junk mail to get to my couch. I'm just trying to make it there. It's become me. My house is made of junk mail.
Yes, and that was totally me. Someone was like, "Well, what?" And so one thing, this is like super weird and like shows up. I'm like, well, what if Southwest sends me rapid reward coupons and I throw them away? And I was like, I need to go through all that. Like if it says Southwest,
that might be important. You could get an extra bonus 1,000 miles you didn't know about.
It turns out 98% were just wanting me to get the rapid rewards card, and there was one envelope that did have 4 rapid rewards coupons in there. So.
Well, hey, then you wouldn't have found those if it weren't for this.
Exactly. Oh, and I found some concert tickets also that I had to.
What?
Yes,
Wait,
yeah.
Well, you had to refund because more than likely the concert was canceled, right?
Yes, yeah. No, so these were that's how far they went back in my junk mail. Like I had to call this place, Red Rocks. It was a concert at Red Rocks that I called them, and I was like, I received my tickets. So going through all this, I was like, oh, here's my tickets to see Muse in 30 Seconds to Mars.
Oh my God, that would have been great.
Oh my gosh.
I've seen them both live. Oh, geez.
Yes, they're so
good. Way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, it gets harder than a hoochie.
That's the concert. That's the one.
You would have seen them at Red Rocks too. What a fucking
that's my favorite venue in the whole country.
All right, you know what? You are probably one out of many millions of people that probably say that because it is naturally acoustically amazing and it looks so great, and it's just like when you go to an event at Red Rocks, there's a different vibe than any other concert you've ever been at. That's amazing.
I love it. I love that. It's my favorite venue. It's awesome.
Dude, other than Brandon Woolham, our sound guy, Levi definitely goes to the most concerts of anyone I know, and it's not even close. This guy's always at live shows. He knows how to live. That's why he's on this show.
Fantastic. Great makes a good point, by the way. We do have later on in this show, we're bringing back the new recurring segment, Holler at a Lawyer, which we're going to talk to a lawyer about if you got some legal questions, non-legally binding, obviously. But we're definitely going to bring them back. And so, hey, Levi, if you've got anything about any sort of, it's can I get any money for this junk mail, or can I I don't know, any legal questions about maybe junk mail, then you can ask our lawyer friend about that.
Hey, speaking about fire pits and junk mail, I combined them both. Levi, here's what I did. I also did the junk mail clean out, and I cleaned out like lawn bags, like lawn leaf bags of junk mail. That's how much I had.
That makes it feel a lot better. That makes it feel a lot better.
There you go. So you're doing okay. And I saved a big box of mine to use as fire starter for my fire pit. So there, I'm combining everything in Holler all in one.
I'm gonna do that. That's a good idea.
I'll tell you what, we've got Margaret leading the way here, I believe, for our next segment, if you guys don't mind.
I did want to say I didn't get a chance to answer, I don't believe.
Oh, okay, go for it. Margaret, we'll bring you back. 1 second.
I'll slam it all out real quick. I, again, did a fire pit. We've all been there's something about a fire, you know what I'm saying? But I just got installed, they're to my right, your left, whatever. I just installed a new washer and dryer set in my house, finally. I've been living in this home for a year without a washer and dryer set, and I finally have one. It's
Congratulations.
amazing.
Oh, you'll get to wear clean clothes now. Hooray.
Yeah, well, with less work. I have made some new music, and I haven't gotten a chance actually to promote any of that on here. But then again, it's just because it's still kind of in the infancy stage of certain things. But I put out a new Liar Liar song. Liar Liar is the name of my band that I play with. And we put a song out called We All Keep Our Secrets, but Inevitably Our Secrets Keep Us. Very long title, I get it. But I've been taking this chance during the quarantine to invest in new audio gear and everything, and putting it to use as I can. I actually bought another new piece of equipment today, bought some drum libraries and stuff. I'm really excited about producing a little something. But I've also been helping some friends with some things. A friend of mine got a new garage, and we're helping them clear that out. But this is just an aside story. They found an old Power Wheels, a Frozen brand, Frozen, like Disney's Frozen, Power Wheels. They straight up murdered it out, painted it black, put horns on it, put like bumper stickers on it that say stuff like "fuck cops" and shit like that. Yeah, and they've named it the Magenta Murder Machine. And apparently, just recently, well, that's not apparently. I did it. I bought a new battery charger for it because it didn't have a charger; it had the battery, so it's going to actually work.
The murder machine.
And we're apparently thinking about putting in an actual 50cc motor in that thing and turning it into a real.
I'm an Indian outlaw.
Yeah, exactly. Shit. And there's plenty more to do, but
have some Facebook answers, Dizzle.
Yeah, let's check them out. We'll read them
So
up.
Margaret says she's done spring cleaning and yard work. And Juliana said, I made a bunch of friendship bracelets. I want one, please, because I love to wear those. Just send us all some friendship bracelets. Read 2 books and halfway through another. Went hiking a few times. Watched TV, eat, and drink.
Reading books, yeah.
And C. Ray, she says, I've been supporting a lot of local restaurants and using that as an excuse to gain weight.
There you go. It's a great project.
Wait, I have another thing that I did.
Yeah, go for it.
I got a new car.
Yay!
You're getting great things. You're spending those Trump checks, huh? That's awesome.
Nah, Nathan's Trump check.
Does it need a bullet to start it?
What?
That's a throwback episode. There you go.
It's push to start.
Need a bullet to
your car was shot by a bullet. Yeah, you don't recall that, Gracie?
I have no clue what you guys are talking about.
Fuck out of here.
I'm nothing.
I go back. I go way back. I've been a long time fan. I remember that.
That's awesome.
You, Levi.
That was a great throwback. Only Gracie's the only one that doesn't know what we're talking about, and she's the one that said the story.
She's the one who did it. She's the one who did it. Your car got shot. You idiot. Your car got shot up by a gun.
Oh my God.
I don't know how many ways to say that your car was shot by a bullet.
That's true. I forget that you watch the show. That's what you ever.
How can we package this other than a gun and a bullet in your car? I'm not sure how else to say this.
Yeah. No bullets this time.
Glory be.
Speaking of shots, speaking of them.
Ooh.
Shot.
Look at Margaret leading the way.
Margaret,
for our
you read our mind, girl.
Margaret, Let me fire this music.
Let's move to this new segment.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
What, Margaret? Take a shot, Margaret.
Shots fired. My money long, my wits brown. Yeah, I'm talking bitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, Holler is sponsored by beerchugging.com. If you go to beerchugging.com and buy the merchandise, 25% of all the proceeds go to charity. And that shit is fucking dope because chugging beers with your friends on the internet is the new normal. And hell yeah.
Chugs for charity. That's what's up.
That's the end of the sentence. This is Shots Fired. This is the segment of the show where we bitch about something, we take shots against shit, and then we take shots of liquor to establish it as canon in the Holler universe, the Holler cinematic universe, which that is a thing now. That's never been said before,
Absolutely.
but we're making it. The Beastie Boys will be there. Cold Stone Steve Austin.
Saxophones.
Wham will be there. Plenty of saxophones. Gracie's bullet-ridden car.
The hood roller.
The Holler cinematic universe, guys. Anyway, Brian, I think you should go first, man. I'm rambling now.
Okay, here's my shots fired this week. Have a good laugh at this. There are 60 eggs in my office refrigerator. Let me repeat that. There are 60 eggs in the office refrigerator.
Why are there so many eggs?
I don't fucking know, dude. But they've been there for literally like a month at least. And I'm talking two 18 cartons, 2 12 cartons. And it's like someone is clearly stocking eggs. I get that idea, but it's an office and we all share their fridge and there's a small amount of space. I want to repeat this. There are 60 eggs in my office refrigerator.
Who loves omelets so much?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Who's the omelet king?
The omeletier, if you will.
Omelet king.
Anyway, that's it. That's my shots fired. There are 60 eggs in my office refrigerator, and I'm keeping it short and sweet. Boom.
Put a note on the refrigerator that says, if these eggs are not gone by this date, they're going in the trash and or home with someone else.
No, I don't care enough. I don't care enough.
Okay, I will say this: if they've been there forever, some might still be good, some might be bad, but you actually can use those for compost for your like gardening and shit at your house. So think about if they do have to be thrown away, maybe you could repurpose them. Something to think about.
Lots of talk about chickens and eggs on this show. Who knew it was going to go that direction? Who knew?
Hey, we haven't got to the point where who comes first. You know what I'm saying? I do.
That's why you're single, JD.
Oh, damn it.
Were they for Easter? Someone asked. Oh, Margaret asked.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true.
Were they for
bring up
Easter? No. The answer is no here because
we know the answer here.
This is an ongoing theme. Margaret, I don't know why, but someone in my office is stocking the eggs and eating them, and it's been happening for months. And the reason I know they're not going bad is because they are restocking the eggs. And I guess we're at the mother lode right now of 60 eggs in my office refrigerator.
Do you have any suspect? Do you know who did it? Do you know who?
The truth is, I don't care enough, but it was just a funny shots fired. I actually don't care enough.
All right, I'll go next. I'll be quick with mine if I can. My shots fired this week is against the wrong usage of the word simp. Does everybody know what simp means?
Yeah, the new internet slang.
It is. It's another slang word that's come out recently from the internet, and it's short for simple, but it really means more dudes that try too hard to get with girls, like things like overtly complimenting them, taking care of these things that don't really need to be done. Like it's essentially it's a try hard, but specifically for a guy trying to get with a girl or something. A lot of people though are not using that phrase properly. They're saying it in response or in replacement of like bland or something, but that's not what simp is. You guys kind of get what I mean by
absolutely.
Oh, he's a simp. This dude will do anything to get with this girl no matter what. But it's not even that. It's this like banal, like, dude, you are not gonna get it, man, and it's just not gonna work out. You should just cut and run. That is what simp means. It's not just a simpleton or something bland or anything like that. It is a try hard. That's the real thing. Well, we lost Gracie.
It's cool. We keep going.
Anyway, learn your fucking your shit, people. Okay, I'm gonna take a shot here, but I have to pour it first.
Take a shot. Here we go.
Give myself a little black tooth grin action.
Gracie
Gracie
just messaged and said her computer restarted. You gotta love these live streaming episodes because of shit like this, and it's always Gracie, by the way. But it's shit like this that's just like ridiculous, and you just roll with it and laugh. Hey, cheers, JD. I'll drink that.
Yeah, can you give me that shot? Can you give me that shot noise again, please? Thank you very much. That's all. As a matter of fact, everybody.
Do we take a shot for every shot fired? Or
no, you don't have to, Levi. I was just feeling festive, so I went ahead and did it with JD. But your job is to fire a shot while you give us a shot. So speaking of, you're up next. What's up, dude?
Have you got anything to kind of bitch about? Get out there and let people know this is not good.
I feel bad saying this, and it's probably like a first world problem. But one thing that I'm shots fired are all the concerts that are being canceled left and right. I've had at least like 3 or 4 in like the past week, and I'm kind of upset about that. But
canceling concerts.
Yeah. Like I love concerts, and so I guess this is coming out more as a first world problem. But
no, you know,
that's a valid shots fired. You can be mad about the situation.
I'm upset about it.
We're talking to like-minded people here. I would give nothing to go to a fucking rock show right now and dance and sweat and listen to music and put my arm around my friends. All of us really do want to do that. So, dude, we understand your frustration. Again, you're talking to the right people.
I totally get it, and I'm not mad about it. I was, but like I've already missed like Pearl Jam and Foo Fighters and Rage Against the Machine, but
I hate it.
And you actually live in a place where you could have gone and seen Rage Against the Machine.
You got to subscribe. You guys have to subscribe to Levi's Snap story because he's going to give you all this that you can't see. Like I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
following you immediately, dude.
No, yeah.
Go ahead and take a shot to this, bro. Go for it. By the way, some funny comments out here in Facebook Live world. Woolham says Gracie and her Windows 97 computer. I mean, we're just calling it like we see it, Gracie.
Yeah.
And the thing is, also, it's like she said her computer restarted. How long does this motherfucker take to load up? Let's go, girl. Let's go.
Hey, it probably doesn't have a solid state drive, brother.
It probably doesn't.
Yeah, I think it changes things.
I'll tell you what we'll do, guys. We will. We don't have to go to this segment right now, but just because we've got him on standby, let's bring in someone special. This is our Holler lawyer because he happens to be on the on deck circle, and I can control that. And boom, here he is, just like that. Oh shit! I hit somebody. No, there we go.
Yeah.
It's
Hell
our competing wigs. Here we go.
Yeah. Maybe. Cole, maybe if you took the sides of it, put it up, and then turned it into a thing in the front, you'd be there. You go.
Same seeds. Yeah. Holy shit, twins.
Holy shit. You might have honestly used the same. She might have honestly used the same wig to create that Ruby Rock.
Right.
Anyway, let's not. I didn't want to. Let's not go straight to the Holler lawyer thing because I think Cole would be great to listen to about this because we were talking about events, public events. And also, you can also come in with your Cole, obviously your thoughts on these kind of things. But one of the biggest other public events, major public events that have been canceled constantly recently is sports. I mean, every single sport has been canceled, and they're trying to come up with new ways to go about it. And I'd like for us to kind of talk about that a little bit, especially because Gracie doesn't give a fuck about that stuff. So it's perfect time.
Gracie gives no fuck.
I will say, just to start off the convo, The Last Dance on ESPN, that's going to win the damn Emmy. What a wonderful television program that was.
Dude, once again, repping. Here we go.
That's this weekend for me. That's my weekend plans. I want to binge that whole series because I'm waiting for the end.
Enjoy.
It is
joy, dude.
Chef's kiss. It is fantastic, man, because I think that, and I'm probably correct in assuming this, all of us around this little circle, we grew up watching Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, all this, even Ewing, Kukoc, like all these. Well, Ewing didn't play for the Bulls, obviously, but all those. I mean, Bird, Larry. We watched Larry Bird play and then coach. We saw.
Yeah.
We saw this stuff when we were coming up, when we were kids, when we were first getting, and to see all that. Honestly, that was so refreshing. It was so much fun. Honestly, I didn't expect it to be that humanizing. I thought that all those guys were superheroes when I was a kid, and they made it real, man. They made it real. What a great deal. Obviously, it's going to win the Emmy, right? We all know it's going to win.
What great timing for that show, too, by the way. The one time that we don't have sports. Like, are you kidding me? Amazing.
Yeah. That actually was was chosen. That was a thing. ESPN was going to put it out later, I think, at the beginning of the summer.
Yep. Yeah, but it's well produced, man. It's so well. You nailed it. It's so well produced. It's going to be award winning, and you get to go relive those wonderful '90s years that we all grew up in. And if you out there on Facebook Live were a little bit younger, you didn't grow up during that time, just watch it and enjoy, man, because it was amazing.
The soundtrack was so good for it too. I'm just like,
we all agree.
Oh, that was fantastic. All the great fucking old school hip hop. And there was this, I remember specifically, I think it was the second to last episode, it might have been the one before that, but they had this really great like acoustic cover of Massive Attack's Teardrop.
I caught it right away, dude, when I heard it.
Fuck, so good. So good. I mean, they really did. They knocked it out of the park, man. What were some of y'all's okay, this will be a fun question. What are some of y'all's like moments that happened that you might have maybe forgot about, or like the things that like you were reminded of during that stuff of like, oh shit, I forgot that's how that went down, because it was sort of tumultuous, the whole concept of doing those 2 3-peats and him, you know, all these things. I will start real quick, just throw it out. I forgot that Michael Jordan's father was murdered in the middle of all that whole thing.
So did I.
It's completely like, I mean, I knew it happened, but it blew me away at the way that they kind of edited that and put that all together as the narrative of the story. Like, wow, that was captivating. It's insane, and obviously a tragedy. But man, you saw Jordan dealing with that stuff. That was insane. It was so good, and man, like that's what these documentaries are meant for. But hell, what about y'all? Like,
I haven't seen it, but I'll tell you, since I haven't seen it. I was just going to say, I forgot about the whole thing with Rodman and with his hair changing every almost game, and that they were doing the billboards. And then I remember like them being like, we had to stop putting his hair on the new billboard. They were like, it was causing like accidents where people were like trying to get pictures with it. They're finally like, all right, we're changing. We can't do the billboard of him changing his hair anymore. Like I forgot all about that whole situation, like just being captivated for a while.
That's a good point.
I will tell you something that I just totally missed, because here's the thing. I was obsessed with sports in the 90s. I was especially obsessed with watching Michael Jordan and the Bulls play, like overly obsessed. So I remember everything like it was yesterday. Watching this show, I mean, everything just came flooding right back to me. However, something I missed as a young fan growing up, I missed the business aspect of things that they show you, all the stuff that's happening behind it, all of that tumultuous stuff that's happening with the general manager and the owner. That went over my head. It's like I didn't even know that was happening. However, I will say, if that would have happened today in sports world, we would all know it because we're adults and they cover things so well these days. But back then, you would have really had to be in the business to know those things, I think. So we just kind of we're like, oh, we're just happy-go-lucky. It's a great team, but we don't realize this team is like hanging by a thread at all times. Like,
yeah, when we were kids, we didn't give a shit about the managerial aspect of sports. We cared about the stars, the plays, the scores. But isn't it funny? Now that we're older, we do keep our eyes on that. Yeah, and we see, like, we look at contract extensions and all these different things that happen. That's so insane.
Yeah, we're like, and we're tweeting as adults. We're like, pay Pippen more. Pay Pippen more. What are you doing, bitch?
Yeah.
Oh man, what a good point. Damn it.
I think my favorite episode of the whole 10-part was like the Rodman episode. Like he's just like so unique, and to just see like how he helped them out so much, and that was like, so it was like it was the Bad Boys episode with like the Pistons and them like going head to head with them and them like not giving up, and that was like my favorite. It was like kind of dramatic and to like see, and then later on Rodman ends up playing for them. That was like crazy. It was
insane. And one of my favorite moments of that whole thing was how they kind of showed how Rodman could just do anything he wanted and still post at points. He would go and party all night. They were talking about he did like 60 shots of Jägermeister.
Yeah, dude.
And then woke up the next day, did all the drills, he became defensive player of the game, like shit like that. Like
like Michael was like
he was just as much of a physical specimen as Pippen and Jordan were, and those kind of guys.
Exactly. He came back from Vegas and he was like even like more powerful. It was like weird, like crazy.
Like, guys, since we all travel and we go to concerts and things like that, think about how you feel when you get home from a flight or you get home from Vegas, Levi, after a weekend. Think about how you feel. I get home and I'm like dead to the world, and Rodman is out there running NBA drills, running them.
Yeah, he's doing fucking suicides up and down the court.
I liked how Michael was like, "Oh, guys, he's been out for like 72 hours. Let's just be cool on him." He's like running all around like the
they're like, fuck him.
They're doing laps. They're doing laps and he ends up leading, like shit like that. That's insane.
Yeah. Well, you can clearly see that this is important for you to watch. So there.
Yeah.
You
Well, I was gonna say, hopefully we're not spoiling too much. Honestly, it's just as captivating. Because this was all real. This was all real life, man. So great. I'm glad we got a chance to talk about Last Dance because I knew we'd have to get on there. It's absolutely fantastic. 10-part series on ESPN. Everybody check it out. Officialholler.com, beerchugging.com. 25% of sales go to charity.
Listen, we did just get a live update from Gracie. I do believe she's having technical difficulties. She's not going to make it back, but she's going to be in the live chat the whole time on her phone. So she's still with us in spirit, the ghost of Gracie. So we'll keep fucking George Washington down there in the corner.
Were you guys already like major fans of Chicago Bulls like before all this happened, or you guys were like for them the whole time in the 90s? Or
that's a great question.
Great question.
I became a fan. I think. So how many total seasons did Jordan play for the Bulls? That's a. I think it was like 8.
No, that was like 98. Was it or 86 to 98? I don't know.
Well, he had that break in the middle, and they won 6 total championships. They did one for three-peat. They did the second three-peat. Again, that insane information already is crazy insane for a team to go championship 3 times in a row and then do it again
a professional years later. Team, that's unheard of, yeah.
Well, I don't know. There is a team from here, Jewel City Kickball League. They are called Team Bag Tag, and they play adult kickball. And,
1 decade.
Oh.
That's
they did a little more.
10 years.
They did a what do we call it?
Think about where you were. Yeah, we did a 10-peat. Think about where you were 10 years ago. Think about where you were 1 decade ago. That's when I was chugging beers, winning my first championship. We went ahead and did 9 more in a row after that.
So you've been playing for 10 years then?
Well, I've been playing for 11 years. I started off as a free agent on some random team, and we were the worst team in the league. And I vowed at the end of that season, Levi, I said, guys, I love you. I did love my teammates dearly. They were super fun. We were called the Champs, and we were the worst team. That was the name of our team. They fucked that name up. That was wishful thinking. But we got to the end of the season. I said, guys, I love you dearly, but I am ultra competitive. And now that I've played 1 season, I've got a season under my belt. I believe I can lead the way because I believe I've got the recipe. And I did just that. And then we did it 10 in a row, 1 decade.
Yes.
Praise it. I guess to answer your question, Levi, I was a fan of the Bulls when Jordan played for the team. Like the second year he played for the team, that's when I was like, oh my God. Jesus Christ, that's an alien man. That is a superhero. That's not a person.
Say that again, Levi.
You were a fan of him in the 80s?
I was born in 84, and I started liking basketball when I was 4 years old. So I was technically a fan of him in the 80s when I was a child. Now, all I knew was that he could jump high and dunk the ball, and that shit was amazing, and things like that. But it turned out that that's really the only sport that I really played. That's the sport that I probably played the most of through my whole life was basketball. So I wouldn't have done that if it weren't for Michael Jordan.
I couldn't get over like his air, like just to see how high he would jump. And there was they even showed like when he hit his head and like the back of the backboard. Yes. Holy cow. This dude is out of control.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even at a young age, the thing that I love the most about Jordan and the reason I love Jordan and the Bulls, I love the leadership. And they really highlight that in the film. And, most people know that, but that's just the difference maker between when you start asking about people like LeBron and things like that. That leadership that he had is unmatched. This guy was totally obsessed with winning. LeBron is amazing. He's a great player, but he isn't obsessed with winning and leading a team the way Jordan was. Jordan would have cut his own arm off if that's what it took to win. Yeah. And it's you can't teach that. It's in your blood. It's ambition, and you're born with it, and it flows through your blood.
There was times when I'm like, he's kind of mean, but I mean, I get it. But
you got to be. You can't be nice in that business, man.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
I will say,
everyone hates Ryan.
I will say this. Yeah, I was gonna literally about that. Now,
that's why everyone hates that guy.
Yes, literally. now I understand because I knew that he was competitive and I knew that he loved that stuff. But watching this documentary actually like showed me why he was that way. Like he explained in his own words why he was that way. And honestly, I knew Brian knew all that shit at the end of that. When I heard Jordan saying these things, I was like, that's what fucking Brian says about kickball.
I preach it all the time. You hear it, dude. You've been part of my sermon.
I guarantee you did that with all the other sports you played too, and that's just
Absolutely.
how that shit goes.
Absolutely.
Fucking crazy, amazing, fantastic documentary. Anyway, that's that documentary. I want to get back to talking about sports themselves and what's the deal. And again, I think Brian and Cole might know a little bit more about like what do we see? What is the current so far? Like, what do you think is the current future of live events? Because there's a major economy.
Yeah, we've got a lot of stipulations coming out right now as we speak. As a matter of fact, before I hit go on the podcast, ESPN scrolled another ticker across of what's going on in Major League Baseball. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about 2 sports, and then we'll move on from sports. But I want you guys out there in Facebook Live and you guys on the show, I want you to digest what I'm about to say, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. Here goes 2 sports in a row. NCAA football. They're letting the players come back at the start of next month with stipulations, and they go like this. The players have to wear masks when they're working out. Can you even picture that happening, by the way?
No.
And by the way,
horrible idea.
I'm gonna say a lot of crazy shit in a row, so let me just get it all out. The players have to wear masks. They're not allowed to use the water fountain. They are not allowed to use water bottles, which traditionally the athletic trainers will come up and squirt water in their mouth. Each player will be assigned a water bottle, which they are supposed to take. I'm saying this laughing. They're supposed to take care of it the whole season like a baby. These guys lose their water bottle like within an hour of being at practice. Are you fucking kidding me?
Like your old high school health class when they give you a fake baby to take care of.
Right, it's your water. It's your Gatorade water bottle.
Training season. Jesus.
It's your water bottle. So
it's your water bottle.
So other things, let's move on to Major League Baseball. They are proposing that players sit in the stands 6 feet apart from each other and that the stands are 25% filled. So 75% empty with the players sitting in the stands and not in the dugout, because if you're sitting in the dugout, you're too close. Also, Major League Baseball rules, no showering in the stadium. And that's a huge part of baseball. Some players shower both before and after the games. The rules state you have to shower before you get there. You are not allowed to
or even soaking, right?
You're not allowed
like, like pitchers will soak their shit.
Yeah,
I can't do that now.
None of that. You are not allowed to spit anything at all while you're at a baseball game. You ever been to a baseball game? Everything gets spit. Everything.
Everybody spits the whole time.
Is made of spit. That's what it is. That's baseball.
They built the mortar that was created between the bricks was lubricated with human spit from baseball games.
This stadium is built on the spit of Hall of Famers. Respect it. Put your fucking name on it. Dude, I just had a thought. What about the pitchers that are like this, dude? They're on the mound, ready to pitch, and they're getting the signs, yes, no, and they do this. Before
yeah,
you can't do that. You're fucking thrown out of the game. they're like So those are crazy. Those are crazy things about baseball. Also, no high fives, no hugging, no high fiving your teammate after he hits a home run, mobbing him at the home plate. There's none of that. Everybody has to be 6 feet apart. Somebody mentioned something about sliding. They're like, well, what happens when a player like slides into second base? There's like a collision there, basically. I mean, like I'm tagging the guy in the face. He's sliding in. Am I supposed to just be like, gotcha, bitch?
Let's go.
Stop right there, sir, because you, my friend, are out.
You are out now. I caught you. Naughty, naughty.
Slide no longer, you shall.
What the hell? Okay, so if these are the stipulations, what do you guys think? What are y'all's opinions about the future of these kind of sports?
I just want to get them going is the main thing. And I feel like if we can get them going, maybe we can return to some kind of normalcy in the world. So that's my first and foremost thought. I'm not one of those that goes, well, if there's no high fives, then fuck baseball. No, fuck that, dude. I don't give a shit if there's only chickens in the audience and not humans. Give me baseball. Give me baseball right now. But oh man, the players have to agree on these things.
I see issues with the feasibility of things. If they're going to be,
it doesn't make sense.
This stuff, they're going to catch somebody high-fiving somebody, dude.
That's what somebody said.
You know?
They're
going to catch somebody spitting. They're going to catch somebody doing something here. I mean, obviously, all these things that we're talking about here, they're meant to be, again, guidelines, motherfucking.
But can follow the guidelines.
The guidelines that you're supposed to follow.
Okay.
But not all guidelines can be followed in this situation. It is so weird. I seriously think, again, sports and concerts themselves completely up in the air still right now. There was a wonderful article even specifically about concerts. I was talking about just recently this country artist did a concert at a like 2,000 seat venue, only had 200 people in it, and they all had to socially distance, and they had to do like this weird shit to get in and set in weird ways. And like, it wasn't that the show wasn't good, because they still played on stage and did their whole thing, but everything like just reminded everybody about how fucking weird shit is right now. Like, that's what I think is going to happen with sports.
I do want to
The
say
same
this.
shit that-
Somebody brought up a really good point as far as sports go. There are some sports, basketball, for example, definitely baseball, definitely football, that feed off of a stadium atmosphere. When you go into a stadium like Arrowhead Stadium and you play the Kansas City Chiefs, that's the #1 stadium in the NFL for crowd noise. They're the loudest. They set the Guinness Book of World Records. That's a big advantage for that home team. If you only fill that stadium with 25% of people, that's gone now. That's important. However, there are some sports like bowling or golf, they could go just fine without spectators screaming. They want it to be quiet anyways in those sports. So it's very interesting how it really affects some sports more than others in stadiums.
Yeah, that's a great point too. Shit. Are we all going to have to become fans of fucking tennis now?
Yes, we are. I'll also tell you what's really weird is because like I live in a city with an NFL team, so
Yes.
I'm getting like they're pretending like everything's going to be fine. They're like preseason tickets are now on sale. Buy your preseason tickets. Buy your season passes. So they're acting like everything's just going to be perfectly fine. Which I was going to buy it because there's a Thursday night game in Jacksonville this year, and I'm like it's against the Miami Dolphins. I'm like I'm going to see this game. I'm going to see the tickets, and I'm like the way Ticketmaster is not refunding games. I'm like I'm not about to buy any tickets right now until I know that there's going to be a season.
I heard that they were going to pump in fake crowd noise to these games to make it seem more realistic.
I heard that.
And also, when you're watching it on TV, they were going to put a virtual audience in the seats to make it look like
CG audience. Hey, can I mention something? If it is CG audience, what if they create that as a brand new revenue stream where you can pay to have your fake face uploaded to the
They did that. They did that. That's a thing. Yes, that's a thing. Yep.
You're fucking kidding me.
I
So
swear to
all of
God.
us right now could buy in and be like, we're all hanging out.
And just like in real stadiums, some of the closer seats were more expensive than others because you could have a better chance of seeing your face in the game.
God. Oh, capitalism is a bitch.
America.
Brandon Williams says 2 of the artists that he works with just announced drive-in theater tours today. Fucking drive-in theaters are back, motherfuckers, in 2020. It says 8 to 10 different cities.
Yeah, crazy.
Here's a I cannot wait. I cannot. Sonny said, "Hi, Uncle Levi."
Hi, Sonny.
There you go.
Kurt, what's up?
Is that your actual nephew? By the way, Levi?
That's my family. Yeah, my family here in New Mexico.
Oh, okay, cool. I was gonna make a really inappropriate joke, but then I saw there was like a family thing going on. So
Smart. Always thinking.
Yeah.
Well done, JD.
Hey, you know, I wouldn't have done that if it weren't for my my lawyer friend being right here. Make the right decisions.
Oh, hey, we've got one more sports comment before we scoot boots here. And this is Woolham again, but he brings up a really good point. So check this out. Woolham says he's already paid for 2/3 of his Titans season tickets for this year. Games that don't happen, they're going to credit for the following season. And you know what, Woolham, if I were in your shoes, I would do that exact same thing. Like, fuck it. I mean, you're gonna spend that money anyway. So if you're gonna credit me, and as a matter of fact, I'll go one further. I'm a season ticket holder for Marshall Thundering Herd for their football team, and I got the same exact email. It's like, listen, if you get shorted a game or anything like that, we're gonna credit that to next season, and I'm gonna buy it again next season anyways. So like that's all good. Bring it on.
See, that's to me, I think football's. I don't think all the other sports have been doing that, but football's kind of been doing that recently because since it does start later in the year, they have that buffer zone. They might be able to see kind of what can happen, but again, shit, we have no fucking clue what's happening. This is all brand new shit.
Yeah.
So, man, that was great. That's what I've been looking forward to talking about all this shit all week long about that, because I knew we were going to talk about Last Dance. We were going to talk about actual sports and shit. I love that. That was,
by the way, guys,
fantastic.
look for Major League Baseball to start mid-July. If all of this goes according to plan, mid-July will be the start date. I mean, it's in the books. And don't think for a second I don't have that date fucking pinned on my calendar. I don't give a shit if nobody's in the crowd. Give me baseball, please.
Let's open up some damn responses from the internet about our Holler polls this week. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that's cool. Let's move on here.
Link up at officialholler.com.
JD, I'm going to let you go first this round, as a matter of fact. So,
hell yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to do. This first snap is going to come from Will. You can snap him at Perry-Will. Text snap. He says he picked up a new hobby. It's actually damn. He's threading rope.
What?
I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, but he's threading rope.
It's pretty badass, actually. Now, wait a second. What's happening here?
Mannequin. I was like, what are we looking at here?
Wait, this has turned into BDSM. Hold on.
Yeah.
Will's a freak.
Fucking rope threading? That's insane. Who tells you, hey man, you know what I've been doing this weekend? It's super cool.
Hanging naked ladies upside down by ropes? I don't know.
Been pushing rope. Wait, I mean,
damn it. All right, this one comes from Snapstar Nikki, Nicklin322. She's going to be a guest on the show sometime in the future, I do believe. Nikki, what have you kind of accomplished during this quarantine? What's up?
So I have been one of those lucky essential workers. I have not had any time off work, so haven't really been able to do any projects or anything. But I did accomplish signing a new lease with my boyfriend. So we are moving in together finally. June 20th is move-in date. We've been trying to move in since the end of February, beginning of March, and everything got pushed back, of course.
Houses.
But that's all I got. Miss you guys.
Yeah, I miss you too.
Bye, Nikki.
Stay safe out there, please. I'm going to do one more.
That's fine.
And then we'll scoot over to Brian. This one.
You guys are all still working too, right? Are you guys considered essential? Or you guys?
We're a mixed bag here.
Some are, yeah, some are, some aren't. I actually, small life update in my situation, I went to work today to get tested for COVID. Because they wanted us, because they're starting a whole bringing you back to work thing. And the first thing, which is the smartest thing, is get yourself tested first. If we can get a negative on the test, then you're more clear to come back to work.
Fucking follow the guidelines.
Follow the guidelines.
The thing way up your nose, like did you have to do that? Where they?
Not anymore. They used to have to, and so that was another thing that kind of was concerning to me. Was were they going to have to do it? Now there are multiple kinds of tests now, but the first official test was a very long swab that went. It had to go into a cavity behind your own nasal cavity. Yeah. It feels like it's inside of your brain when they do it. But they have been coming out. They've been literally coming out with new tests on this like weekly. And the test that I did, it went in the nose and it went in there, but it didn't go all the way to the brain. It went basically to the back end of the nasal cavity. And yeah, I mean, it wasn't that bad. It could have been worse. It was actually not bad at all. Not compared to the older super gigantic. Has anybody else, Cole or Brian, either of you guys been tested? Because if you did before I did recently, did you, Levi?
No, we had someone here in New Mexico where a swab actually like broke off in their nose, and they had to.
No!
That's a lawsuit. God. That's a lawsuit.
They had to go to the actual hospital and get it like actually like removed from their nose.
I'm rich, bitch. I got this Q-tip stuck in my nose. I'm fucking rich.
Exactly, yeah.
That means that fucking RN did not know what the hell they were doing. It wasn't that bad. We will see. What I'm kind of worried about is because it's a newer test, there might be more chances of false positives and or false negatives. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see about all that. Gracie apparently got shoved in the face with a gigantic spider.
She got hers like today, I believe. She said, "Yeah." Huntington, actually, our area, Huntington, West Virginia, they opened up a drive-through site where now anyone can go for free, and that was kind of like unheard of before because it was only like essential workers or whatever. So, like, I actually had a few coworkers. They went and they were snapping me, and they were kind of like, "Hey, Brian, you going to get your test?" And I was like, "Nope." I'm not. I've been wearing all of my my PPE. Is that what it's called? Yeah, my PPE. I've been wearing my face shield. I've got a crazy setup for PPE. It's a face shield. It's a face mask. I mean, like
So for the past couple of weeks in New Mexico, we've had open testing for like anybody who wants to now. So now, if you just want to get tested, you can like go get tested. And I always laugh at one of my friends. She's like, "Oh yeah, I got tested." She said, "I was so embarrassed. Like they stuck it right up in my nose and they pulled out like a big old booger." And whoa!
They're like, "Explain this, ma'am. Explain it."
Yeah, ma'am. Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah,
I don't know.
You feel better now. Yes, I do.
She was so embarrassed, and she was just like, "Whoa, that's a big one." She's like, "Yeah."
She's like, "I didn't snore last night."
Yeah. Like, you'll get the results in 5 days. Thank you. Come again.
Hey, Woolen out in the audience. He wanted to say, sorry guys, I've been drinking. He wants to point out in the NFL, as far as season tickets go, if you don't renew, you're gonna lose them. So that's why also like he's in the new part there.
Why does it lose your pumpkin spice latte? What is it?
You'll lose your pumpkin spice latte.
Woolen, nobody knows what the fuck PSL means. Nobody gets that. I don't understand.
Higher season longevity. I have no idea.
Let's all make up words for PSL.
I really like pumpkin spice latte, but I'll go with puss. Well, there you go. Never mind.
You will lose if you do not renew your tickets. You'll lose your personal student loans.
Nobody read it.
Oh, there it is.
Personal seat license. That is his.
Or pumpkin spice latte.
One more snap. One more Snapchat. Over to Brian. This one comes from. This one comes from Rachel. And this is what she's got to say. What is something you've been working on? I know she's been working on stuff. Let's see what you got to say. Let's go.
Woo, doggy. We never stopped working during quarantine. We had a ton of stuff and supplies, but never the time, so we tiled the bathroom. We cleaned up the yard, did a lot of gardening stuff and burning. We bought all the stuff to start on the extension of the basement.
Shit.
Found a dead lizard, made a pendant out of him.
Found a dead lizard?
Almost all the way done. I fixed the lawnmower. Oh my God. Like a lot. And finally got to mow the property.
Sick.
Yeah, we've done a lot of shit.
You've been killing it. That's fantastic. Well job, Rachel. Fantastic job, Rachel. Good job, Rachel. Great job. Thanks, Rachel.
Personal spice lattes, Rachel.
All right, Brian, your turn, buddy, and then we'll scoot.
Oh yeah. So we're back to my answers here, where people are going to choose between going blind for 24 hours or going without their phone for 1 week. I'm going to open up a new one here from a new Holler listener. This is Mojo. Mojo says, I think I would rather be without my phone for a week. I wouldn't be able to do really anything, like basic everyday things, if I were blind. So going without a phone would be so much easier of an option, in my opinion. So there you go.
I want to answer that one, by the way. So I want to jump in and be one of the people that would say I would be blind for a day. And the simple fact why is I wouldn't have to work that day. And then if I didn't have to work, I could just relax for a day and not have to deal with people and their tax issues. So I would choose blind just so I wouldn't have to do any work for a day.
All right.
You son of a bitch. Getting off work.
Weird statement on handicap rights there, but all right.
I'm just saying mine personally because it's kind of hard to go through tax returns and pull transcripts and analyze data without
Yeah.
that. So
That's true. Well, thing is, Braille can still be read, but then again, you wouldn't know it. You'd be blind for the day, and you'd have to spend the day trying to learn Braille.
So I mean, we can take all kinds of, well, let's just say that you're blind and you knew how to read Braille. We're just going to go with you're suddenly blind for a day. I'm not working. I'm going to, if I have to be blind on a Saturday or Sunday, I'm going to be pissed off. If it's during the week, I'll be blind.
So you be blind for 24 hours depending on the day.
Yeah.
Is it a Friday or is it Thursday? I don't know.
If it's blind for a weekend, take the phone.
Saturday. I'm like, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. I'll do it.
Survivor's on Wednesday, and if it's within a Wednesday, I do everything else.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I am told by Gracie that she is out here taking the tallies. So again, I just read one. I'm going to try to blow through these as fast as I can. I've got quite a few to go. So we'll discuss afterwards. Let's blow through these. This first one comes from Jason. This is Parsons.
I'd rather go without my phone, hands down, for a week, 2 weeks, for a month.
He's like, fuck my phone. I feel that. That's a whole mood. Right? Next one comes from Brittany.
Hi, Holler Nation. If I had to choose between being blind for a day or being without my phone for a week, I would definitely choose being blind. Not because I feel like I couldn't go without my phone for a week, but I think that experience would just be worth having to temporarily feel what other people who are blind feel on a daily basis. So just to be able to have empathy for them, I think that would be interesting.
I saw that answer coming.
And for empathy, just as she actually has it's like a good reason.
Yeah, I said that at the top of the show. I was like, somebody's going to say that, and then there it was. Boom. Okay,
morally correct reason.
Franny Coffee Bean Hunley.
I don't think being blind for 24 hours would be that awful. I mean, it would be awful.
Oh yeah, walk to the kitchen, Franny.
But it's just a day.
She got me.
My lifeline. I'm addicted to social media like everyone else, but I also live away from my family, and I just feel like I need my phone. 24 hours. Take a sick day. Stay in bed. Catch up on your rest. Have people wait on you hand and foot. Might not be that bad.
We're back to sleeping for the 24 hours. We're back.
Everybody just wants to. The thing is, guess what, everybody? If you just slept for a whole day, you would be blind. You wouldn't be able to
right.
see it.
It's the same. It's the same exact thing.
It's the same. Just sleep. Hey, guess what? You could do this experiment right now. Throw your phone in a river.
I'll wake up tomorrow.
Go buy a new one. Or just sleep for 24 straight hours.
You sleep for like 24 hours when you get LASIK, pretty much. You just like get it, and then you just put eye drops in, go back to sleep. Eye drops in, go back to sleep.
Did you get LASIK? So you know this by firsthand?
I did. Yeah, I did like 10 years ago, pretty much. And when you are done, they pretty much give you a pill, and then you like sleep the whole day. You eat some food, and then you go back to sleep. So it's like a 24-hour thing. That's what I was like. That's why I chose like 24 hours.
Oh, okay. All right. I was gonna say because your eyes need to regenerate shit. That makes so much sense. Wow.
It's so crazy.
Ron, you didn't know. Ron, you didn't know that your poll is actually. We can test this. You want to test it next week?
Right. Yeah, pretty much.
Fantastic.
The next day, and your eyes are just crystal clear.
Let's just start a GoFundMe for LASIK for Brian and JD, and you know what? I'll take some of that too, and then we'll do the 24-hour experiment for everyone.
Do all you guys wear contacts or glasses? Or
oh yeah, I'm very blind, Levi.
Okay. And do you guys have astigmatism? Any of you guys?
I do. Nope.
I do.
Okay.
Not me.
That was me. I had like a really bad astigmatism, and they fixed that. Also, like I went back the next morning, and I was seeing 2015.
Lieutenant Dan, you got new eyes.
Yeah.
All right, next one comes from Will. Will says he would be blind for 24 hours to see how developed his other senses would get. It's funny how there's kind of like four main categories that people are choosing when they go blind. They're either fucking sleeping, they're getting better senses, they're getting compassion of what it feels, they're getting empathy, for what it feels like. It's crazy. The next snap is going to come from.
They want to become Daredevil.
From Corey.
What's going on, Brian and Holler? All right. So I think a week without a cell phone. I think that's the thing. My service ran out, and I've been trying to get used to not having service, trying to find hotspots, feeling weird about connecting to some Wi-Fi stuff. I'm in drive-through with Taco Bell, and should I connect? I don't know. I don't know. I'm old. Yeah, a week without a cell phone. That's what I'm going to say.
We used to have this guy that was a line cook when I worked at O'Charlie's back in the day, back in the college days. And this guy was so weird. He had no friends. He was an asshole to everyone, and everyone hated this guy back. So what I'm saying is he had nothing to do when he got off work. This guy's biggest thing was he would mooch off of free Wi-Fi because he refused to pay any type of cell phone bills or internet bills. So he would get off work, and you would see this fucking like dirty ass guy go over in his car, pull over, and he would just be in the parking lot all night long with a big ass laptop, because this was like a decade ago. All right, the big ass laptop in his car, just fucking pounding away all night long. This fucking asshole. I know what he was doing on there.
What was he pounding away at?
Well,
no, you know,
illegal.
Pounding, baby.
He wasn't blind, Cole. You know, he could see.
He was after that.
All right, so
shit.
next snap is going to come from Adam.
I would much rather be without my phone for a week than blind for 24 hours. That would be awful, being blind. It's like that and going deaf are like my absolute worst fears. Going without my phone, that's easy. That's cake work. Yeah.
Yep.
Like that.
Yeah, we're all in the same boat there. Next one comes from Rachel. We already told you.
That is a good one because it really depends. If I don't have to return a bunch of phone calls and emails and text messages and social media stuff, then I'll definitely go without my phone for a week. 100%. But if I have to do all of that, then I'm going to be blind. I don't give a shit. Yeah. I don't have to return anything. No cell phone. Fuck off.
Yeah.
With the evil out of the answer. Let's close this thing out with Andy, a.k.a. Jonathan. Final answer.
Georgia.
He says blind it is, obviously. There you go.
Oh, I just got it.
You just got it?
I don't know why.
Me too.
I just got
Damn it, guys.
All right. Was that all your snap?
That was, but we actually have a few last minutes in Facebook Live audience. And guys, thanks for commenting. I'm going to throw your answers up. Let's start with Wesley Torres here. Wesley says, I'd rather be blind for one day. Gracie, if you're out there, please tally these. We're going to fly through them. Next one comes from Jacqueline. She says blind. Yeah. And the next, or the last one, I should say.
think there's a generational gap. I think there's a generational gap.
I think you're right, dude.
I get that.
Yeah, we're like, fuck the phones. Who cares, I guess. This one comes from
I need the phone.
Alicia Chavez. She says, without a phone for a week, it's perfect time off of work.
Ever. Yeah.
Praise him.
So, Gracie, I hope you got those out there. I hope you're tallying those.
Gracie, she is. She's tallying them. She just confirmed that on the live stream. I've got 2 more snaps. Let me knock because yours are done. I think we're killing it. Let me knock my 2 out, and then we'll take it to Holler at a lawyer about some stuff.
Then we'll piece up out of here. Let's do it.
Piece up
out of here. These are also from the same people that hit you up earlier. This is Fran's answer to what have you been working on during the quarantine? What's up?
I got a KitchenAid mixer like a month ago.
KitchenAid mixer.
Decided I was going to become a baker, but not like just any baker, like full-on Betty Crocker, bake from scratch. Like we're doing this baker. And I'm pretty decent at it. I've made all kinds of stuff from scratch, and I've got a little system worked out.
Making some cookies?
Huge, gigantic messes anymore. I look freaking cute in an apron. It's not even funny how cute I am.
Tell him, Fran.
I just so I guess that's been my project is turning myself into Betty Crocker herself.
Hell yeah. And you are not fucking alone. A lot of people out there fucking, there you go. Herschel says what's up. A lot of people out there have been baking bread as a motherfucker. This one also comes from Corey. Let's see how weird he gets on this one.
What's up, JD and Holler and everybody hanging out? All right. So the quarantine has been a downslide and then an upside. In the beginning, lost a lot of hours and it sucked and I didn't feel essential. But I've bettered myself. Haven't been working out, but I've also got a new job and I traded my old car in for a new car. Got to jam with my buddies and say hi to a few friends. Been social distancing and wearing a mask. I've been adapting. But it's been good. Yeah, thumbs up. Sweet. Show.
Oh, what a wild bunch of people on this damn show.
Mountain Dave. Fucking guidelines.
All right.
I do believe at this point we're going to holler at a lawyer, and it goes a little something like this.
The information provided on this podcast is not intended to constitute legal advice and is provided for entertainment purposes only. Because the information provided on this podcast is prepared for a general audience without investigation into the facts of each particular case, no listener should act or refrain from acting on its material. Nothing in this podcast should be taken as legal advice, as the information is not intended to create an attorney-client relationship of any form. We repeat, this is not your attorney.
Guys, welcome to it. It's Holler at a Lawyer. For those of you that are tuning in, we want to reiterate, we've got a lawyer. It's not your lawyer. It's not your attorney. He will give you legal advice, but this is non-legally binding legal advice. Do you have a legal question? Feel free to type it in the chat. Now is your time to ask. We're going to fly through a few of these. I don't think we have too many tonight, but again, I think we've got some newcomers into the chat. So if you're hearing this and you can think of any legal situation, whether it be traffic, something domestic, whatever you want to know, if you're curious about something, ask it in the chat. And we're going to ask our lawyer. He's the guy in the wig, not the Levi wig, but the other wig. We don't normally have two wigs, but tonight we do. I will say this, Cole, right off the bat, we did have a comment earlier, and I would have loved to pull it up on the screen, but I believe this app will only let me scroll up for so far. Yeah, so this was right at the beginning of the show. Right off the top of the show, someone said, hey, guys, are you going to have Holler at a Lawyer? Because I've got a question. His name was Corey. And Corey says, guys, I've got some kids cutting through my yard lately. Am I liable for what happens to these kids if they cut through his yard? What's up?
Yes, you are.
Okay, here, actually, it came up. Gracie did a great thing. She copied it, pasted it. Dude, Gracie's killing it right now.
Oh, my God, she's on it. Look at that.
She's on it. Pull that up on the screen. Brian, pull that up on the screen and let's read that example. I'm a homeowner and neighbors ride four-wheelers through my yard. I don't care, but if they wreck, am I liable for damages? What are my options to protect myself? That's a fucking good one. That's a good one.
Every state's different. And first off, this question is something they love to test on law school exams, bar exams, this type of question. It's basically like, you own this place. You know that people are cutting through. You have to basically protect them from anything that you know is an issue. If you know people are riding through your yard on a four-wheeler and all of a sudden something collapses and you know that they're probably not going to see it and they're going to get hurt, you have to protect them from known dangers. Now, if you don't give them permission and something happens and it's unknown, like a tree falls, you don't know the tree falls because you own 100 acres. They hit that tree, they get hurt. It's really going to be hard for them to be like,
you have a giant hole in your yard and you know about it, but they don't.
Or if the tree falls and you know that the people are riding through here and you're like, they're going to come up over this hill, they're not going to see this tree, they're probably going to get hurt, and you don't take any action, you're probably going to be liable for that because you have known trespassers and you have a known issue that you did not remedy. But if they're known trespassers and you've told them not to come on, and you don't have to protect them from unknown dangers, because how can you protect someone from unknown? Now, if I invite you on, I'm like, JD, you can ride four-wheelers across. Then I've invited you on. So now I have to kind of protect you from more than a trespasser.
What if you got signs up that say no trespassing?
Doesn't matter.
What if I have a giant fence?
If you know they're trespassing. Now, once again, if he did not know people were riding four-wheelers across there, then he really can't be liable for anything unless he causes the danger. if he's hiding booby traps and stuff like that, and then someone comes across, then he's liable because you've created.
You know, a motherfucker's done that.
Definitely.
You cannot protect your property with lethal or possibly lethal force from unknown or trespassers. The famous case is it's called a spring gun, where a guy had a cabin up on his property. He wasn't always there, but people were breaking in, so he set up a gun. So as soon as someone opened the door, the gun shot them. And if you can't protect the property with
Thanks,
booby
fucking
traps.
Jigsaw. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So yeah. Even if you have no trespassers, the one exception is if, let's say, you have a venomous snake farm, and you have these enclosures that are completely protected. You have signs that say, these are venomous snakes, please avoid. And people break in and then they get bit by the snakes. You're probably going to be okay. But if you don't warn of that, or if you just have no trespassing, then someone, if they broke in, probably could sue you for breaking into your property and getting hurt by venomous snakes.
I have I have a really random aside right here, and I'm going to quiz you guys. I was shocked by this answer. Guys, the little ventriloquist puppet man from Saw, the little guy on the trike, he has a name. He has an actual name in the movie. They cast him as a name. You know him as like Jigsaw puppet guy, but his name in the movie is what? Does anybody know?
What is Jigsaw?
No.
Pennywise.
The main killer. I'm talking about the little doll.
No. What's the name of the doll?
Nobody knows the name of the doll. Billy.
That's lame.
Billy.
I was expecting something creepy. No, just Billy.
I googled it and it just says Billy. I was gonna actually post it as a meme on Holler, and then we went to Facebook jail. Fuck you, Facebook. Shots fired.
Yeah.
Facebook.
Shots fired. Facebook jail. Fucking shit.
Oh. Anyways, hey, one last question on this, and then we're going to move on. I believe we have some other questions out here. So one last question, Cole. The same scenario. Let's say I've got a hole in my yard, a sinkhole kind of deal that's going to hurt people on four-wheelers, and I have a 6-foot privacy fence up to where you can't even see in my yard. And these kids, they blow through my fence like the fucking Kool-Aid man on their four-wheelers. They burst down my fence, and then they land in my sinkhole.
Okay, if you have a privacy fence up there, do you know people are riding four-wheelers through your yard?
I'm trying to keep them out. I know. I don't know that.
Then they're not known trespassers, because you have built something that it's not possible for someone to trespass unless they are breaking through. You've tried to stop them.
So really, you actually bring up a very important point here. So you're almost in a sense, as you're not his lawyer, but if you were, you're bringing up an important point. Corey has dug himself a hole by saying, I know some kids have been trespassing and I don't really care, but what if they hurt themselves? His actual term when he goes to court is, I had no idea this was happening. I'm blown away. I'm shocked.
Yeah, you could be like, if the problem is, if they wanted to, they could unfortunately pull this and be like, he admitted that he knew they were there. But outside of that, let's say that, once again, this is not legal advice. This is just hypothetical in this situation. If someone is hypothetically not aware that someone's crossing the property and the person hits a hole that, it wouldn't hurt anyone else. Like if you're walking, you're going to see the hole. You're not going to hurt yourself. But if you were riding a four-wheeler, it could just so happen to be the right level that would flip the four-wheeler. But he doesn't know people are riding four-wheelers across his property, but he's not also trying to not know. So if it's his backyard and he hears it, and he's like, I'm not going to look because I don't want to know if people are doing it, then you've made yourself blind to something that you should be aware of. You can't do that. But if he owns like 100 acres, like most people, you're not going to know that on the 100th acre someone's riding a four-wheeler. So at that point, you really are just kind of like making sure you're not creating anything artificial to cause damage to people. Like I said, like booby traps or like putting barbed wire across like roads. So if people try to go across it, it's going to snag their tires. As long as you're not creating any kind of additional artificial, especially in back home, West Virginia, people own acres. It's not a big deal.
I got you. There's a new question right here. This one's from Wesley. When older members of your family pass away, if you're next of kin, are you responsible for any of their debt, credit cards, collections?
You are not personally, unless it is something where you are responsible for it. Like if me and my dad own a property with a, we own a property and my name's on the deed too, and there's a mortgage and he dies, I may have to be responsible for the mortgage. But usually what happens is it's paid out of the estate. So if your father passes away, he owes $100,000. We probate the estate. He was only worth $50,000. Then basically they're just going to write off the rest of the debt and just do a cancellation of debt. They're going to issue what's called a 1099-C, and they're going to write it off their books. And then the last return you file for your father is going to have this cancellation of debt, and then the IRS is going to be like, well, you owe this balance, and you're going to be like, well, he's dead. And they're going to be like, oh, okay, well, then never mind that.
Yeah, such more of a pleasant answer than the last one.
It was way easier than the other shit.
Why was this one easier? The other one seems like common sense, right? This one doesn't.
It's just funny how like the other one is like, well, you got a fence up. You don't have a fence up. This
yeah.
know they're coming through. These kids, the kids, they're coming through, hanging out. We don't know, like
there is
like no, actually you're good. Do you feel
oh no, he's gonna bring us down. Here we go. What's up?
No, this is a good caveat. If when you do the probate, spouses and children are allowed to a certain part of the money before it goes to creditors. So depending on your jurisdiction, you may be allowed to 50% of his whatever was remaining of the estate because you're allowed to get part of it, and then the remaining would be sent to any creditors. So
is that all? By the way, is that all based on the will and testament? Like what is?
Even if you don't have a will and testament, it could be the probate. It could be the probate. It goes next to it. It's basically
that's the whole point of the office of the probate. That's the whole
right.
point.
Surviving spouse. Then it goes lineal descendants, or it could be your parents, could be your children if you have any. Basically, they find the next of kin, and like you're allowed to take blank amount. Like if a husband and wife, and let's say they have no kids, their parents are all dead, one spouse dies, the other one's allowed to like all the like 50% of all the assets, and then everything else if anything was just in that person's name. So you don't have to turn it all over, so you can still get something even if your parent that passed away owes more than what their estate was worth.
I just want to say, since we've been doing this segment, and it's been absolutely fantastic, I just love how like the first 3/4 of our show is just total debauchery, taking shots, beers, saying words and things like that. And then at the ass end of the show, we got a lawyer coming on to like explain fucking probate to us and shit.
Yeah, we're like taking notes, like I'm learning things, and then always in the middle of all this is 100% chance of Gracie just disappearing or something.
Just popping right now.
What is we doing, baby?
What is she doing, Gracie? What is she doing?
Can we do this in reverse?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's a really good question. No one knows. It's unknown.
Wait, say that again.
Sorry.
I just said, did we do this in reverse? That we're supposed to like do it a different way?
Maybe it should have been like the smart stuff in the beginning and then all the dumb stuff afterward. But I don't know. I kind of like it the other way.
I kind of like we all have a good buzz by the time we do this, so it's a little bit more fun.
To be honest, I honestly think that Cole, it actually allows you to be a little bit more cavalier with your responses. Like
I agree.
You can actually just be like, I mean, that was one of the best questions we'd had. Hey, if these kids come and fuck themselves up on my property, but I know about it, what the fuck is the deal? He came in with the fucking heat, and I tell you what, you better tell those kids to fucking stop it. That's all you can do. Just
build that privacy fence. Put up signs. Tell them. But
tell them all right. If you get fucking fucked up on my property, shit. Actually, don't tell them that because then maybe they'll do. Okay, never mind. Non-legally binding again.
Non-legally binding. Levi, you got a little shout out here from Herschel. He says you're ignoring him. You better say hi. You better say hi before you get off this show. Which is
Herschel and Wesley have been taking shots in the fucking group.
It is getting so rowdy in the Holler Facebook live chat. It's like we want to jump out of this in real life into virtual world and take shots with you guys in the chat.
Sorry, you call me on that. I was trying to not take a shot, but I will.
Yeah, I'll take a shot with you guys. Herschel, Wes, Levi, JD, we're all in this.
This might be a great time. All right. We're gonna gonna cap the rest of the show off, and I'm gonna tell you all about beerchugging.com. They sponsor our show. They're fantastic people. Beerchugging.com. They're selling some merchandising. It's a lot of fun. But 25% of all their proceeds go to charity. At this case, I believe right now it's the Gold Star Charity Foundation, who take care of families of veterans. Fantastic stuff. Before that, it was the West Virginia Mask Army. After this, it might be something else. Who knows? We're going to find out. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Just go to beerchugging.com. Do your thing. Everybody, let's do a damn shot. Brian, can you give us some shots, brother? Let's do this.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Levi, for coming on this show.
Of course, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I always wondered if any of you guys are like. I always wondered if you guys are like actual fans of like John Legend from that.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course we are.
That's my favorite album, as a matter of fact. I just
I've
pushed that album.
I've actually always been a fan of John Legend. I might be more of a fan of Chrissy Teigen right now, though. So that's
I always wonder, just because I always hear like more like a rock side. I'm like, oh, I love John Legend. I love John Legend.
Yeah, I'm glad that you picked up on that. Hey, we got a cheers from the audience. We're throwing you out there. C-Ray. Okay, guys, I'm gonna keep pounding these sounds. We're gonna get the fuck out of here. Thank you guys so much. If you guys are if Levi brought you here and you're a new listener, please subscribe to Holler. Just go like our page. It'll notify you when we go live. We do this every Friday night. We drink with you. We interact with you. We bring a lawyer on the show, for God's sakes. Come have fun with us. Add us on Snapchat. It's party. Let's party. Let's go.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Larry Hoover.
Okie dokie.
Country road.
Tickle. It's me. Mario. Okie dokie. Mamma mia. Here we go. Mario.
Diabetes.
I'm an Indian outlaw.
It's Brittany, bitch.
It was Justice Beaver.
Okie dokie. Oh,
And then I'm gonna put a bullet right between your fucking eyes.
okie dokie.
Mountain Dew. I tried this one chili and it set my mouth on fire.
Well, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee.
This pussy be yanking. This pussy be yanking.
Today at our
All right,
news,
Brian.
there was an fucking audio
We got a dog and a wig. Let's go.
guidelines.
Gracie reports, by the way, 12 people would rather be blind for 24 hours. However, the next one says 14 would rather be without their cell phone for a week. So guess what? People would rather get rid of those fucking tracking devices in your fucking pocket.
That was a
than
really
lose their
close
sight.
poll. Contrary to what we thought, that was a close poll.
I thought it would have ran away with it. I
It
thought
almost
it was gonna
did.
run away.
But the generation gap proved otherwise. Guys, thank you so much for listening to Holler. We hope we gain some new listeners. We hope to see you guys back. We're going to be in the studio next week. The streaming thing is cool, and we're still going to have fun with you, but we're going to give you even better audio, even better lights. We'll bring in Gracie. She can't come here without
everybody. Thank you, everybody, so much for dealing with everything you've been dealing with for the past few months, obviously. But thank you for still being fans of the show. Obviously, yes, Wesley and Herschel do another shot. Are you fucking thank you so much for just sticking with us. We're going to go back to a somewhat regularly scheduled program next week. This is technically our last. We're doing more shots. See. I'll pour up as I talk. We're going to go back to some form of something next week, and you will see how it goes. Thank you so much for continuing to listen and supporting everything going on. The West Virginia Mask Army has been taking care of a lot of people. Beerchugging.com has been raising money for them and other charities. You can go to officialholler.com to get all your Holler needs. Check out our older episodes. Hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com/officialhollerpod. because we do a podcast, but we also share the fucking funniest memes on the internet, and that's guaranteed.
Personal meme factory. Cheers to that.
You almost 10 million motherfucking served motherfuckers. Okay, let's kick this in the booty. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers to it.
Thank you so much for checking us out. Keep chugging.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Levi.
Thank you,
We
guys.
expect to see you more
later.
in the future.
Mountain
Thank you
Dew.
so much. I tell you what, Ruby Rod.
It's
Killed
been
it.
See you guys later, man.
Supergreen.
Peace.